Hey guys, Seán here, and welcome to another, or the final for now, episode of the Any Given Runday Podcast. Yeah, that's it, Eric. I know we talked a small bit before now, but I thought I'd lead straight in with saying this could be the final episode from now, and I'm joined with Eric from all the way across the Atlantic. How are you?
I'm really good, actually. I can't believe you left it till the last episode to actually get the intro right, which is really good.
Well, after last week, I'm glad you learned to be a little bit more positive after listening to At Body Feels.
Definitely, yeah. We had Neve on last week, and I'm feeling really positive. I've been meditating every day. I've been stretching every day. I'm really enjoying it, actually.
I've been doing...
Sunshine definitely helps, but yeah, it's good.
I've been doing a small bit of stretching, and I've actually did this week once again, still recovering from my Achilles injury, and we'll get to why this is going to be the last episode for now in a while, and part of it has to do with that. And I put up a post there, tried to go for my run on Monday. I literally 20 meters into it, I felt my Achilles. I'm like, I'll just push through this, and 100 meters later, I was done. I ended up doing that sad, lonely walk of shame that I so rarely did in my college days back.
I'm all on the positive week, so I call it a stride of pride, Seán. Stride of pride.
Stride of pride. So I did my stride of pride back, and I've any post up. But because of that, the next day I focused more on my stretching that we said last week, the podcast we do. So I was doing a lot of stretching, box breathing, stuff like that. And because that post, I did two extra things. One was I got a barbell and I smashed my calf. It's pretty much a barbell. If you can imagine, you're on your knees, the barbell's on your calf, and you're straightening your arms and just rolling up and down the calf. Grace Monaghan sent us a link on that through after that post. So big shout out to Grace for helping me with that. It was an absolute bits doing it. I even put up the video on the Any Given Run Day Instagram this week. It was so painful, man. I tried so hard not to scream. And the other person I want to thank is Claire from Day-to-Day Essentials. She saw that and she sent me on a package of different things from doTERRA, the creams and all the rest I've been using 2-3 times a day now on my Achilles. She even sent me a letter on as well, exactly how to use it and why to use it and all the rest. So those two things have been a huge help. And that's one of the things which I've really enjoyed over the last couple of months doing these podcasts. And the group is just the new people we've met and the podcast guests we've had and getting help like that. Like, I feel like we provided good value on the podcast and the information and stuff we've done and talking about our journey. But we've also received that back as well from the people in the group as well as the host of the podcast.
Yeah, it's been amazing. And Claire and Grace are two that have always kind of been there. Claire was even brilliant at the start when the four of us were together going for the marathon. Unfortunately, we just started to work with Claire and we had big plans for what we were going to do. And I was trialing out some of the nutritional aspects of doTERRA and stuff. And unfortunately, we just got hit with the virus just as it was all kicking off. But Claire's been brilliant. She's been there with us from the marathon when we all got together in October last year. And we said we'd do something like this. And we had a quick chat with her at the Fairs Day kind of stall pre-race. But yeah, she's absolutely brilliant and has always been supportive, always gives us the clappy hands whenever we put up a post. And it's always great to have her support. It's brilliant. And Grace as well. Grace has been brilliant as well with a couple of you on some of your other work, Seán, as well, about the nutrition and stuff. And she's always good at finding these little articles that always just, it's like the magical first aid kit, you know. She always just puts her hand in and is like, "Oh, something in here somewhere that'll cover it," you know. Like it's absolutely brilliant. But as you said, when you think of where this all started, back obviously the world was a very different place last Christmas. But yeah, we've had some fantastic people on. So obviously the four of us started, and then we've had the Lawless Files, as you kept calling it, the spin-off series, where we just said we started interviewing people just to keep it interesting and stuff. And we had Oren Murphy as one of our first ones as well, and he was doing something absolutely amazing for Childline. And only recently he actually paid the check to Childline. I think he raised 14,000 in the end for that marathon in the estate, which was absolutely amazing to see. And he is an absolute inspiration as well. It's amazing to see all that. He was just one of the people we met, and that was when we realized, geez, we really do have something other than people listening to us two talking absolute crap to each other. Like there's good people out there that have such a great story to sell and for us to listen to. It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff was you broke up a little bit through there. Just made me realize at the start of the year, I didn't even know what Zoom was. I think a lot of people didn't know what Zoom was. And here we are trying to do a podcast through Zoom on me on one side of the Atlantic and you over on the other. And like you WhatsApped me yesterday from a beach in Florida talking about like, you know, the different things we're getting up to over the next couple of weeks and all the rest. And I'm just like, what is going on right now?
Yeah.
But like, just to talk about, like, you had there, Oren, you had, you know, Tom was on as well, talking about how he built up his runs. We had Ozzy as well, talking about open your mind to different runs. Half the stuff, the Gareth O'Neill challenge, I'd never even heard of before. And then talking about his experiences going through that was incredible. And that just goes to show the amount of stuff that we learned through having guests. And we weren't even going to have guests on the podcast. It was supposed to be just us documenting our journey through the Madrid Marathon and then seeing where that took us. And we're hoping to do 1 or 2 more marathons this year. Obviously, Dublin was going to be in line as well. And then between the 4 of us, just like when COVID happened, you know, literally shit hit the fan and all that. And look, a lot of people had a lot of worse things happen than the 4 of us losing the marathon in Madrid. But you just got to roll the punches on that.
Yeah, and it's one thing that we found, and as you say, rolling with the punches. The common theme that we had from a lot of people was just that. That's exactly what they do. Like, we had the 2 ladies, Rachel Farrell and Kira Boyster. They were an absolute inspiration as well as to what you can actually do with a positive attitude and just a can-do attitude and give it a go attitude. They're absolute inspirations, the 2 of them. And again, we've mentioned the others. We have to give special thanks to them as well. They were absolutely amazing. Still are, like, even looking at their Instagrams and stuff now and seeing the great things they're still doing and massive cycles and going on great runs up mountains. And it's kind of sad in a way. We're kind of bringing it to a close, and kind of as we're taking this little trip down memory lane, it's kind of inspiring as well that, like, all these people wanted to tell us. Well, we kind of twisted their arm to tell us the story, but having heard it was so humbling. And it's one thing this whole experience has been from talking to these great people was we've just kind of been humbled by the whole thing, that there's so many fantastic people out there doing great things every day through sport, through running, through cycling, that we don't even know about because they themselves are humble. They don't really scream it from the rooftops. And it was just fantastic to get to know these people. And luckily enough now, like, I'd like to say I could meet them for a race or a run now after what we've done. And it's nice, and that's kind of what the whole community of being involved in sports and endurance is all about. It's getting to know these people, so you've contacts in a race, or you know someone who's going to do something. So that fear of going to a race or that fear of trying something different, it's kind of taken off because you've someone there that you can talk to that's like, oh no, I did that, or, you know, when I will do an Ironman and a half Ironman, and I am scared, but equally I'm like,
yeah.
Well, Rachel tried it and she didn't really know what she was getting into. So, you know, I can definitely give it a go. Like, you know, I can survive a try, you know. So it's brilliant. It was absolutely amazing. And we were definitely taking on different journeys that we ever thought we were going to go on as well, weren't we?
Oh, 100%. And you talk about doing Ironmans. Of course, I can't swim 20 meters. I can barely run 20 meters. But I might someday do a marathon up through the Wicklow and Dublin Marathon, the Wicklow Dublin Mountains, after listening to Ruben's episode of the podcast, because that sounded great. And then people in the Facebook group as well. We Bobby, we a few others there as well. Lisa, Neela, and all the rest that continue to post. And that's one of the reasons why we kind of have to pull back and doing the podcast right now, because me and you have flapped our gums for the last 8 months in this. And I'm not running right now. And I'm hoping it's another week or so before I'm back running. And you're going through the process of just trying to adapt to the weather over there and the heat. So you're still just going through 5Ks and all the rest. So there's only so much you and I can talk about, and all the external projects and stuff we've got going on, and trying to get in different guests. At the moment, we just didn't want to keep flapping our gums and not have anything new or interesting or entertaining for people to listen to right now.
Yeah, and that's it as well. And like, as you said, that Facebook group, we realized once we started getting people doing interviews and stuff, there was a real interest in people to just try something new and have that comfort of people around them trying a new thing as well, like the 5K challenge we did. And I'd say we were a part of maybe 5 or 6 people getting their 5K PB that they never ever would have thought they would have done if it wasn't for the Facebook group. And that's something to really take away of it, and I'm kind of proud of it. I was really, when we started this, I was really nervous. I really don't like putting myself into the social media limelight, and you know that as well. So to see me putting a post, you were like, "Jesus, this is kind of getting serious here." But to, people can slag and say, "Oh, you put up that, and look at you and the lycra and all this kind of stuff." And yeah, I don't really mind anymore. I don't take these kind of things personal, because what we did was we encouraged a few people to take themselves a bit further, and that's what it's all about. And it was great. It really was, and it definitely. I know we tried to write back to everyone in the comment, but over the last little while we've gotten really busy as well with work and travel, and but it was genuinely proud to see people achieving what they were achieving in the group, and time was irrelevant. It was just once it was their best time, and it was great to see what a podcast, an idea, a bit of a laugh at the start turned into actually kind of have some sort of an influence in people's lives, and it was really nice. Well, like, I would never have called ourselves influencers by any stretch.
No, Jesus, no. Did this bald head will never be an influencer? Look at this.
Yeah, but people have influenced me. It doesn't have to be on Instagram in order to influence. It's just someone to lend an ear to, or someone to give a bit of advice. And there's that famous quote that always kind of sticks with me, is that you mightn't change the world by helping that one person, but for that one person, you've changed the world forever. It's now, we're never going to change the world. We're never going to change everyone's attitude towards sport. But, one person might tag along and go, this is great for me, and this is who I want to be, and this is how I want to go about my day. And I really like this. It's given me a nice structure to my life. I'm now running, and that's what it's all about. And even if we reach out to one person, now we get on average 110 listeners a week, and I obviously still can't believe. I think they're all robots. To be honest, I still can't believe 110 people a week on 4 continents. We lost Africa there somewhere in the way. I think Ozzy came home or something. I don't know. But we lost some in Africa there. But it's just amazing to see. Like, we were in the top charts in New Zealand. We were in Germany, and it all kind of blew up a bit bigger than we anticipated. So we kind of don't want to do it a disservice to keep just kind of yourself coming
doing
up with
it for the sake of it.
Yeah, just for the sake of it. It's just not worth it for people listening. So yeah, I think it's time to just hang up the old talking boots for a while, I suppose, and just focus on the running.
Yeah, I mean, like, right now as we record, it's 11 o'clock on a Sunday night, and it's like it got to the stage for the last couple of weeks, obviously with the exception of the guests we've had. It was like, we need to do something this week. What are we doing this week? And it just wasn't. We hadn't put enough time, effort, or priority in this. And even this episode of the podcast was literally, we had a couple of sentence conversation, and then we talked about it. But like, when we first started this, like, I had pages of, right, we're going to hit this topic this week, and we'll go through. And then obviously we'll adapt in terms of injuries and stuff as we progress that 16 weeks through Madrid. And we had an idea of what to do, how to progress from there. And then, like we said earlier, with COVID, different things came in, and we're like, right, we'll set up a running group. And then we had the 5K challenge and different things and stuff through that. But it's just that the last couple of weeks, I know myself, getting back into work with the gym and all the rest, and I still have time and stuff. I still love doing this, but now that I'm not running, and this is week 6 of me not running now, and like, I'm literally cracking up. I didn't realize how much running was a therapy for me, and how much, like, my energy levels have gone way down. Like, I'm doing less, but I've less energy than I'm doing less than I ever had before. And I realized how much I relied and I depend on running, especially through COVID. Like, if I wasn't running this much through COVID, I know a lot of people picked up running and do stuff more and help with their mental health and their mindset. But if I hadn't got the running, if I hadn't got this podcast to get through those days, I would have struggled a lot more than I did struggle through lockdown. I know you were a little bit yourself when you got injured. You were cracking up for a couple of weeks as well.
Yeah, it definitely does take its toll, and as we said, and I always remember from that the interview we did with Rachel, when it was like, I brought up that point, it kind of clicked with me during that talk, that you get to a point where you hate running, and you hate it, and you hate it, and you hate it, and then you get to that point where it's no longer you hate it, you need it. And when you pick up an injury, when you're so used to getting out and getting that headspace with a run, and just, you're burning them calories, you're de-stressing from the day, and yeah, you eventually get to a stage where you no longer hate it, you actually need it in your life. And it is a liberating kind of experience to no longer hate running once in your life, but definitely just to need that little bit of exercise. So even now, I haven't ran since Friday. We took the weekend off. Since Thursday. Took the weekend off because I am going to start the marathon training program from tomorrow. But I took the weekend just to kind of reset. I've kind of got acclimatized, so I'm ready to actually start on a training program now. But it's even after 2 days, I'm like, I really need to. I might even go for a run tonight, and that's how strongly I feel about just needing to get out. It definitely creeps up on you quite quickly. It's amazing how much it does change it. And I was never a runner, and as we've alluded to in loads of episodes, back in, I think I was 23, 24, and I was 109 kilos. I could barely cross the road or bend down and touch my toes, let alone be considered to be running marathons or triathlons or doing anything of the sort.
Yeah.
It was never a consideration for me at that stage. Even you thought I was a lost cause at some point. But it's been some journey now, and hopefully people have gained something from it as well. And there's another person we haven't talked about, speaking of bending down and touching their toes. We were taken on a yoga journey by two lovely ladies as well.
100%. Danny there helped me out big. I'm still doing Danny's hamstring stretches and calf stretches, doing one of the sessions you had with the resistance band. I'll actually post on it this week. I'll be making the post on it where you pull the leg up and you tense the leg and bring it over to one side, just shoulders down the ground, because it helps me lower back as well. And my flexibility improved big time on doing that. And like you said, like doing those 4 weeks with Danny, that seemed like a long time ago when she was in the group doing the weekly half eight sessions on a Thursday for that month of June, building towards the 5K challenge.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. And I remember in our first class, we had like 19 members or something join in to see Danny doing a yoga class. Like it's just kind of, we talk to ourselves, we see each other, everything is just numbers on a screen. It's kind of like when I get that fright at the end of each month when there's no money left, I'm like, what? Where did it all go? But like, none of it actually makes sense. But that was the first time we've seen 19 people just go, shit, they only know this because we were talking about it. Like it's amazing to see how far the word goes.
I remember we finished that call. We talked to Danny for a couple of minutes afterwards and planned the next couple of weeks. And then I was like, Eric's like, hang on the line. So me and you kept talking to Zoom. I was like, did you know all those faces? Did you bring them on? You were like, no. Did you know them all? I'm like, I knew their names and stuff from posting on the Facebook. I just wanted to make sure you didn't start, getting people in the floor. Like, here, I want to make this look good and stuff like that. And I'd be like, gee, there was a fair few people. Now there was some that we did, and like one, Alan was great during those summer months, those cold months, where I think he was on the line that day as well, and he was posting a lot and going through his journey. And there was a couple of others like that as well, and then. You were talking about the yoga and stuff like last week as well with Neve and the meditation and stuff, all the rest, just to get back to when you said with two ladies teaching us yoga. It's been a hell of a journey so far. Yeah, we're not totally finished just yet, but
no, we won't retire, but yeah, we'll definitely take a bit of a break. I'm sure we'll miss talking to each other on a Sunday, Seán, and don't know, people may or may not miss us on a Monday. They might be in high demand. But
I got my American football coming back in a couple of weeks. I can do without you on a Sunday.
At least I don't have to stay up till all hours of the morning to watch it anymore. So
you lucky man.
Yeah, it's a nice benefit. But yeah, no, it's we're busy ourselves, so we'll work myself as well here. And starting tomorrow, there's a couple of 15, 16 hour long days ahead of me. So yeah, there's just a lot going on. It's probably with training as well, there probably wouldn't be a lot in that time to put the prep that's needed to kind of run a podcast as well. So it's probably a good time to take a little break anyway. It's been
little break.
We only missed one Monday in 8 months, so that's not bad.
Yeah, we had one post that was up on a Tuesday there. Now that was recently as well, which has led to us doing this now. It was like, geez, we get something up. I think it was the bank holiday a couple of weeks ago, where on the Monday we're like, right, we'll do something for the Tuesday. I think we did the hike episode then, with your mate Seán. And apart from that, I think we hit every Monday without fail.
Yeah, so that's a lot of talking.
That's a lot of shy talking between the two of us. I mean, that's a hell of a lot. There's a reason the other half doesn't listen to this podcast anymore.
But it has been brilliant. We've had some great people on. It's been a fantastic journey. It's it started as something so small, but yeah, I just can't believe how far it went. It does seem like, even now I'm saying it now, I'm kind of like, you sure you don't want to just talk about doing a bit of a marathon? No, but it's no, I think I think we are right there. I think before I talk myself out of this, we better try and wrap it up. And
yeah, we'll still have bits and stuff up on the Instagram. We're going to try and keep that group going as well for now. I know myself and you have been a little bit active on it lately, but like literally, I can't keep posting on the group. Me like, yeah, I can't do it. Woe is me, Achilles, blah blah blah. And it's driving me up the wall, and I'm just taking a back seat on it at the moment, which is very annoying. Those that are still commenting and posting that group really do appreciate it, and hopefully a few more people get involved just to help pick each other up over the next couple of weeks and months as we start getting into the darker evenings. But we are not finished totally yet.
No, we're not finished. We have a couple of things planned. But yeah, we have a bit of work to do. So instead of we're going to give our time elsewhere for a little while. But yeah, we'll see. We've kind of hinted at a few things over the last few weeks. But yeah, so hopefully anyone.
I will. We have hinted at a few things, but I will say just to wrap this thing up, the number one thing I learned, the reason I want to get a Garmin watch is because of the pay on it. You just hit the watch off something, you just pay, and that's it.
Man, I can't believe couldn't spend 500 quid in a watch just so we could pay with his watch.
A nice little orange strap with it too. Aaron, we love you.
the disco colours, yeah.
We have to give a shout out there to Aaron and to Connor as well, of course.
Connor as well, yeah. The guys, we had some great discussions. Great laughs actually when we were all able to meet up and stuff at the start. We good giggles on a Sunday getting together to record a couple of episodes. It was really good, really enjoyable. But yeah, all good things come to an end every now and again.
Every now and again, I suppose that's one way to wrap up the episode of this final episode for now of the Any Given Runday podcast. Eric, anything to add to that?
No, I think I've said all my thanks. If we did leave anyone out, we're sorry. It's there's so many people that got involved and helped, and so many people that will continue to get involved in all the different groups. But thank you to anyone who has posted, anyone who has shared. Anyone who has helped encourage or train, it's been a hell of a journey. Thanks so much, and I really mean that. It's been absolutely wonderful to do all this with everyone who's been involved. It's been an amazing journey. Thanks.
I have one more thank you, and that is thank you to you.
Oh.
No, not you. You listening to the podcast. You listening on the podcast right now. Not you, Eric. I ain't getting all sentimental and shit with you right now. I know it's late enough on a Sunday night. I actually haven't had any wine or beer today, but I ain't getting that sentimental just yet. I'm saying I was trying hard not to crack when I paused there saying you. No, to who's listening right now on the podcast, thank you for listening to us waffle on, especially if you're still listening right now. Thank you for listening each and every week to the Any Given Runday podcast.
Thank you. Yeah, we finish this week. If we get our regular crowd, we will finish on 4,500 total downloads, which is amazing. 4,500 times someone has tuned into Spotify, Apple.
Yeah, we're close. You actually froze there. I just said that.
Sorry. So we'll try it again. Try again. This week, if we get our regular listeners, those of you listening this week, will send us over to 4,500 downloads. Listen, Mark. So 4,500 times someone has tuned in to listen to us, talking away over the last 8 months. So it's been some little record we've built up. So thank you to anyone who's been consistent or joined in at regular different intervals. But 4,500 times is pretty impressive.
Yeah, we're happy out with that even like one other person listens to us right now. So I have 4,500 people listening, and a lot of regular listeners and stuff. And we've had those messages recently where, and not to end on a downer, where we have just to hear you struggle to talk there with the Zoom. We've had a few technical issues and stuff over the last couple of weeks. I think Eric's frozen. I think he's gone.
No,
he's still there.
Still here.
You're back. So we've had a few of those things. We can't give 100% to the quality we would like to give, right now to the podcast, or 100% of our time and commitment to it right now. So I think on that note, it's a good time just to say bon voyage, farewell, all the rest, arrivederci. I did Irish, German, and English, and I can't say goodbye in any of those 3 languages right now.
It's all about trying. A for effort.
Right. Thank you for listening to this podcast over 8.5 months. And for now, for myself and Eric of your side of the Atlantic, take care.
Bye.